Hi everyone, welcome to Grobtraktor with stewiejp. I'm Stewie, you're not, and this is a triple shot of low tier madness. They're starting off with the Flying Elite from Pyro Clan, their Grobtraktor. It's actually the Grobtraktor, but who lets the truth get in the way of a good story? Now, Flying Elite from Pyro Clan is running around in this little tier 3 premium German. Is it a heavy tank? I think it might be. No, it's a medium tank. Tier 3. Let's have a look at that gun on the thing. Look at it. It looks like it's a bit of a derp cannon. He's got high explosive loaded because he is nearly top tier in this game. 75mm penetration with high explosive rounds. 175 damage just for 38 pen. Standard's 110 damage, 43. Now 110 damage might not sound too much, but that's comparable to. Oh, he did land that shot. I didn't think that was going to go into that Type 91, the Tier 3 heavy tank. Of course, Tier 3 heavy tank is not really going to be a heavy tank. It looks like it's the Japanese. He picks up his first kill on Sand River. Now, this is a pretty quick game. Now, 100 damage might not sound like much, but at Tier 3, it's comparable to the Cromwell B, just about, which is a Tier 6 medium tank. And also the... a Tier 5 heavy, I guess you would say, at 100 damage per shot. Anyway, the Flying Elite is running around in the Grobtraktor. He does have chocolate loaded, so he's clearly maybe trying to waste the tank. Often it's not that profitable to run premium consumables at Tier 3, even if you picked it up at half price, which is 10,000 credits a pop. But anyway, Flying Elite having a bit of fun here with the Grobtraktor. He's picked up 189 damage and a kill. This one looks like it might be his second kill. It is. You can see the looks has gone absolute full YOLO, and Flying Elite just dirts him with another high explosive round into the back of the Tier 4 German light tank. Clearly looking towards the Martyr. No, the other looks will do. Gets him for 171 hit points, that looks, and even though it's a bit of a derp cannon, not a bad reload. If I was to buy a Tier 3 premium, looking at how quick the reload time is, what, maybe 4 seconds, 100 damage a shot, that's at Tier 3, that's pretty handy at all. Yeah, I don't reckon it'll be too far off for that 4-second reload. Anyway, this is quick, fast and furious action. Tier 3 on Sand River. Flying Elite's picked himself up 4 kills, 714 damage, a little bit blocked and a little bit of assisted damage. That block damage would have come off that. That looks it was trying to... Well, he did YOLO him, but he didn't take much health out of him. He only lost 35 hit points. So far in this game, I don't think that was from the enemy artillery, although it looks like the Grobtraktor might be a bit of an arty target. Looking at its size, it's quite big for a Tier 3 tank, and the Flying Elite clearly looking at that T46, and he was hoping the T46 was going to come around. He was going to grab him in that Sand River. Looking up towards the BT7 now. 12 threes to score. Only 3 enemy tanks left, and they're all spotted up here in the northeast. Flying Elite on 4 kills, 714 damage in the Grobtraktor. The premium Tier 3 German medium tank doesn't quite get the shot on the BT7. He gets taken out by the Panzer 1C. Artillery went down on Flying Elite's team. Not sure what the artillery was doing. He must have been up in that northeast corner, which is a very unusual place for artillery to go. But it's Tier 3 and 4. In the end, they cap it out. Oh, no. Did they cap it out? Yes, they did. And the Keyho clearly didn't want the cap to go ahead, and so he shot someone who was on the cap, but I don't think that stops the cap timer anyway. It's low tier madness. Sand River with the Grobtraktor Krupp. It's an Ace Tanker Mastery Badge for the Flying Elite. Bruiser medal, fired up, 5 for effect. He did plenty of damage. He topped the damage charts with 714. Now, if you're not used to watching low tier battles, 714 is pretty good for Tier 3, that's for sure. I can't remember how many hit points he started with, probably 400 or something like that. 820 base experience was enough for an Ace Tanker in this one. He fired 13 shots, 7 hit. They all penetrated. High explosive rounds all the way. It did end up making 12,000 credits there, even though it cost him 10,000 for consumables. That tells me that the chocolate was probably on half price when he had that game. So if it wasn't, he would have only made 2,000, even with a premium account. That's why sometimes it's interesting to run a premium consumable at Tier 3. But let's move on to a Tier 4 battle. This one features my old mate Blackjackx from 1AR clan. He's clearly been grinding out the new Chinese tank destroyers. This is the Tier 4, the SU76GFT. Now all of the Chinese tank destroyers end with FT. I guess it's one of the few things that makes them a little bit different to their Russian counterparts. They are very much similar to the Russian tank destroyers. Blackjack1X, he's on steps. He's got himself, it's an 85mm gun, 160 damage, 128 penetration, 172 with APCR rounds, which is standard. I doubt he's, I don't know if you'd have to use premium in this lineup. He's just kicking back here doing what tank destroyers do. The looks is in the bush. He's letting the looks have that bush, hoping that he lights something up in the middle of the map, his teammates taking their time getting to where they're supposed to go. It's a Tier 5 game, 5 Tier 5s on each team. Artillery on the enemy team have a little bit of a swing and a miss towards where this guy's kicking back. The Panzer 4H doesn't look like he got him. Some interesting tanks, not really moving around. That SU5, that's probably where he spawned, but he just fired, so he's certainly in this game. He hasn't lagged out or gone AFK. DW2 and the KV1S, I'm not sure if the KV1S should be all the way back there. Looks like he's slowly rolling into this game, being a top tier heavy. You really don't want to be right up the back, as Blackjackx has looked towards the M5A1 Stewart. Lands a shot without fully aiming. There's nothing wrong with the accuracy in this gun, or is it? Because he misses the shot. The second shot towards the American light tank, I think it is. I'm not really up to speed with these low tier tanks and what kind of tanks they are, so let's see how we go. 2-1's the score. He's done one shot of damage for 176. Looking to aim in between this little gap there, hoping for a shot on there. Gets him. The MA81 gets rid of a Tier 4 tank out of the game. That's pretty handy. One of the Tier 5s on the enemy team's gone down as well, the Stug 4. And they're doing quite well at 4-1. Puts another shot into the M5A1 Stewart. And look, the M5A1 Stewart picking the wrong time to poke. Pokes just as Blackjackx gets another shell into his gun. And look, the heavies aren't going to do it. So he says, hold my beer, I've got this. I'll do what you heavies are supposed to do. The KV1 is still right down at the back. Auto aims at the KV1. Blows him away for his third kill. Does get hit by artillery, which takes over half his health. He got him for 162 hit points there, the AMX 13AM. That's a top tier, Tier 5 French artillery. Now, Blackjackx in his Tier 4 Chinese tank destroyer. He's leading the charge here. I'm not sure if I'd be leading the charge here, especially when you got a KV1S back there. But of course, that KV1S clearly is not looking at leading the charge. He puts a shell into the Churchill. The Churchill shoots back and misses, but that Churchill, like most British heavy tanks, does have a pretty quick rate of fire, especially the low tier ones. They're more high rate of fire, low reload time, and low alpha damage. But he's only on 118 hit points. I would imagine that Churchill one might be able to kill him with 1 or 2 shots. Artillery tries to do it for him, gets spotted in the meantime. That's the Birch gun at Tier 4. It's the British artillery, I reckon. 8-3's the score as that Churchill picks up the kill in the Type T-34, which is a top tier medium tank. And he's not showing signs of slowing down. Doesn't slow down once he's lit. Goes straight towards the Churchill. Puts a shot into the side of the British heavy tank. That's the top tier, Tier 5 heavy tank, the Churchill. 10-3 is the score on steps. He's looking around for some more vision. The T28 camping back there, clearly aiming the wrong way. Not enough time to aim fully, but he doesn't need to. Gets him for 165 hit points. He's brought his damage up to 1105. He'll be fancying himself for an ace tanker here and another replay to send into Stewie. With the score on 10-3, I reckon he'll be thinking, gee, just a couple more shots would be pretty handy just to confirm that ace tanker and maybe even pick himself up a top gun. Do you get top guns at Tier 4? Somebody please let me know. 10-4 is the score. 1105 damage. A little bit of assisted damage. Looks like he's coming up to give a little bit of pain into the Hetzer. He's realised quickly that the Hetzer is not aiming for him. He wants to be careful. The Hetzer puts a shot into the ground, and that's the good quick reload on the Chinese Tier 4 tank destroyer, the SU76GFT. The other hetzer goes down to the KV1S, and there's this guy. He wants to kick back there and be a little bit of a hero up there from the back red line. 14-5 to score now as the T80 goes down. It just leaves that French artillery, the AMX 13AM, with Blackjackx from 1AR clan on 4 kills, 1565 damage. Will that be it? I would imagine the KV1S will get to that artillery before Blackjack gets the opportunity to put a shell into the Tier 5 French SPG. Looks like he might be aiming for him, the KV1S, or is he trying to go for a bit of a ram kill? Let's see what he does. Maybe he's just trying to get behind that French artillery piece. This is going to give Blackjack the chance to shoot him. Doesn't run with his luck on that occasion, but that one will certainly go through. He confirms his 5th kill, 15-5 on steps. A pretty comfortable win in the end. Interesting how slow that those friendly heavy tanks were getting to the battle. Maybe they took a little bit longer to load in. Let's have a look at the replay for Blackjackx. It's an ace tanker, the fighter medal for getting 4 or 5 kills. He's also picked himself up a 5 for effect, and of course the high caliber for doing the most compared to anybody else. The most is an understatement. 1746 hit points of damage for his 5 kills. Gave him 1086 base experience. That's without the daily double or a premium account. That's the base score. More than double. 2 XP less than double what the second place guy did with 400 damage. But 5 kills, 1746 damage. Look at the rest of those damage score. Triple what most did. Triple what anybody else did in that game. 1746 damage. 14 shots fired, 12 hit. They all did damage in that 5-minute game. A very nice, quick ace tanker mastery badge replay on steps in the Chinese Tier 4 tank destroyer. Move on to the third and final battle. They're all fast and furious battles. This is my old mate Yamashiro626 from EGP clan. He's just witnessed the MT25. After nudging him, he sort of fell off a cliff. I'm not sure what happened there. And Yamashiro complaining about the lag. He did send me in the replay, he put comments that now Yamashiro does not play in Australia or New Zealand. He was just checking out the Australian server. I think that's the impression I get from the message he put on the replay, which you'll see soon. Anyway, Yamashiro626 from EGP clan. EGP being a big supporter of this channel for a long time now. He's in the Tier 5 French light tank. The AMX ELC Biz. I'm not sure what the Biz means. The Biz was added about a year ago. It's a Tier 5 French light tank. It's a very fun tank. It's one of the very few light tanks that I've kept. 240 alpha damage, which isn't too bad for a light tank, especially at Tier 5. 120 penetration with standard, 150 with APCR, and you get 320 damage. That's with the derp shells with 45 penetration with the high explosive rounds. Now you can sort of see he's getting a little bit lagged. There's a little bit, I'm not sure if you can see the top left part of the screen, but that red light is flashing a little bit. And that's probably, I'm not sure what part of the world he comes from, but he's connecting to Sydney. He's giving the new Australian server a run, even though he doesn't live here. And good on him for giving it a go. And he's clearly having a little bit of fun with the ELC. Picks up his first kill, gets rid of the Chaffee at Tier 5. Now this is a Tier 7 game, so he doesn't want to go full YOLO here. They are down by a tank. The score's 1-2. He's picked up 376 damage. He's put 2 shots into the enemy tanks, and he's just hoping that this bloke's going to try and poke. He's been tracked. Shoots him, takes him down to 169. He's happy that Panzer T25, the Tier 5 German medium tank, is looking at somebody else. He's turning around, looking around. Where are my friends? Are they going to kill this guy? Because he really didn't want that Tier 5 medium to continue to go forward and kill him. Get some more vision in the middle. Spots the KV85 as well as the Leopard at Tier 5, but he wants to be wary of the Tier 7s. There's 3 Tier 7 tanks in this team, 2 Tiger Ps and a Panther on the enemy, and of course his side's got the Tiger P as well, a T20, who's got himself 2 kills, as well as the Russian IS, the good strong dank. 4-2's the score. He's up to 631 damage. He's just kicking back on this hill. He being a rear turreted tank, to get shots on those tanks on the other side of the hill is really going to have to you're going to have to roll right over. The AMX 12T goes down, rolls forward, auto aims at the Leopard, turns left. He wants to stay away from the KV's gun. He can handle getting shot by the Leopard and maybe even bounce a few shots but the KV-1S does the right thing. Gets rid of the Leopard. A bit of ram damage into the KV-85. I'm not sure how the AMX ELC is going to go ramming those big, strong Russian tanks. But the score at 8-3, he'd be fancying himself here as putting in a pretty good performance. He's got himself a kill, 889 damage. You can see it is still a little bit jerky though, but he's still doing his best. He's having a good game, and from what I understand from the message he sent me, he just wanted to check out the Australian server, see is it different from the gameplay on the Singapore server, or is it the same, considering it's sort of the same players who've been playing for a long time. Picks up a sniper shot into the Type 64, which confirms Yamashiro from EGP's clan his second kill, 9-3. So you'd be reasonably confident in thinking, yeah, I reckon we should have this for the win. 9-3 is the score. Sand River, he reckons there's something else there. There were a couple of tanks that are not currently spotted that were down here in the river. That looks like it's the two remaining Tier 7 tanks on the enemy team, the Panther and the Tiger P. And but he doesn't want to be the first one over there, because whoever the first one over there is, they're certainly going to get shot, and he can't really afford to get shot. Not really from either of those tanks, with only 102 hit points left. So he's kicking back, waiting for that. Looks like the Chinese Tier 5 tank destroyer, the 606, is it? Or the G60GFT at Tier 5. Now he's ready to roll over. His teammates are coming in. He wants to work with them. Those two Tier 7 tanks are both on pretty high health. Panther on 1,095. And what's the Tiger on? The Tiger's still on 1,200. You can see that Panther looks like he's distracted by the 131. So no worries at all. Hold my beer. Puts a big shot for 232 into the back of the Panther. The Panther's still focusing on that Tiger 131. Checks his rear just to make sure that the Tiger P doesn't come and get him. And in the end, he picks up his third kill. And now it's time to continue to chip away. Help the IS. Now the IS has got this one covered. Gets rid of the Tiger P. 14-9 the score now. The T50 is capping. Gets invited to a platoon. And I think this might be for a cheeky little brothers in arms here. The T20's on 5 kills. Yamashiro is on 3 kills. Doesn't want to die though. Puts a shot into the SU. The SU shoots back but misses. Who knows what the reload time is on this tank, the SU100. He doesn't want to get shot by him. Don't get shot. His platoon mate puts a shell in. The Tiger 131 confirms the kill, and in the end, 15-9 on Sand River. Cheeky little brothers in arms. Thank you very much, says Yamashiro 626 from EGP Clan. In the AMX ELC, an Ace Tanker Mastery Badge. Just checking out the Australian server, and he says a big congratulations to everybody who has got their own server now in Sydney, but maybe not for me because the lag was a little bit much. Even though it was a bit laggy, he still picked himself up an ace though. You also got the Fire for Effect, Orlix medal for getting 2 tanks that are 2 kills that are a tier higher. Brothers in arms for that cheeky little platoon invitation towards the end from the T20, and not too bad at all. Second top score, that T20 had a ripper of a game too with 2200 damage at tier 7 though. The AMX from Yamashiro, 1646 hit points of damage. Certainly had his carry pants on in a little tier 5 French light tank, and I reckon next time he plays on a different server he's probably going to choose something that might not be so twitchy and so hard to control. I've noticed myself, my lights, obviously I'm benefiting from the Australian server, but the light tanks are a lot more responsive with the lower ping, but maybe Yamashiro's finding the opposite, but good on him for having a crack on the Aussie server. 8 shots fired, they all hit and did damage. A little bit of assisted damage, blocked 30. I'm not sure how you'd block 30 hit points. Not sure who shot him for him to block that. Nearly 20,000 credits after tax. That's with a standard account. Premium would have been just over 30. 6-minute game. Ace Tanker, new tank, new server. Thank you very much, Yamashiro 626, as well as Flying Elite in the Grobtraktor, and my old mate Blackjack from 1AR in that little Chinese thing at tier 4. There you go. 3 Ace Tankers, 3 different tiers, tier 3, 4 and 5 madness. Thanks very much for the replays, lads. Thanks for watching, everyone. Take care and see you all next time.